champions on defense were in the defensive line a bunch. Nick Bosa, Michael Hill, Jalen Holmes, Draymond Jones, Sam Hubbard, and Tyquan Lewis. Larry has a nice rotation going there. Fairly healthy group, which is pretty good this time of year. Linebackers, you had Jerome Baker, Craig Fada, great to see that, and Chris Worley. On the back end of the defense, you had Garyon Conley, Marshawn Lattimore, and Malik Hooker. And player of the game played very well was Captain Raekwon McMillan. 2 assists, 2 tackle loss, 8 tackles, sack, and a forced fumble. Playing very high level of defense right now. On offense, we had receivers back-to-back their best games. We gave them a game ball and called them the, what's that stuff called again, Zone 6 or something like that? Zone 6. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Zone 6. So Zone 6, we gave them the guide because they're blocking 2 weeks in a row are outstanding. A lot of those big hits you can see are the guys off the top of my head were Noah Brown, Paris Campbell, KJ Hill, Terry McLaurin, and Curtis Samuel. Just selfless play. And as good as Curtis is with the ball, he's a little bit like Zeke right now without the ball. He's a very good blocker. Noah Brown had hit city and playing very well. Tight ends, Marcus Ball played well. He's about healthy finally. He's been up and down throughout the season with a shoulder and ankle injuries. Offensive line, all 5 were the champion. Pat Elflein, Joey Price, Mike Jordan, Jamarcos Jones, and Isaiah. And the player of the game, co-players of the game were Curtis Samuel, 9 touches, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns, Zone 6 blocking, and then JT Barrett, the quarterback, played very well. So all focus and laser lights are on a team that we know very well, a lot of respect for, excellent players, great coaches, and we're going to do our very best to perform well on the road. So I'll answer your questions for you.
Front row, Bill.
Urban, I think this is probably a predictable answer we're going to get from you. Beat Michigan State is probably going to be something you say a lot today, but there's so much speculation outside of here about what happened with the upsets and Big Ten Championship and CFP. How do you keep your players from becoming immersed in that?
Well, I'm debating right now what to do with that. I did not cover that yesterday. I have not covered it all throughout the year. I normally in the past have. I don't know yet. But the focus is obviously.
One of the interesting questions now is you could, because Michigan lost, Penn State wins a tiebreaker with you, not get to the Big Ten Championship, and it may, in a way, make it an easier path to get to this college football playoff. How much does a Big Ten Championship, though, mean to you to be able to have play for that championship?
Michigan State, it means a lot.
Dave?
Urban, your teams seem to get stronger from a physical standpoint the deeper you get in a season. I mean, it's like that every year. I know Coach Mick pushes the guys really hard during the offseason. My question is, during the season, how much can he push them physically? I'm sure you have to walk that line of wanting to push them but not getting them where they're not fresh for game day. Like during the season, how much does he push those guys?
Well, it's not a cookie cutter recipe. It depends on who you're talking about. You know, there's some guys that can run for days. You know, Paris Campbell just can go. Marshawn Lattimore's had some hamstring issues. So the thing I think that separates Mick, Stu, our trainer, and our training staff is that it's not chapter 3. Here's how we do it in the off season or during season. It's how do each individuals in our sports performance team, which is I see Gene's here too, is we have the best. I mean, I'd be shocked if someone said, you know what, we got a better sports performance team than you guys do. And hydration, nutrition, and once again, a credit to our boss that the answer is yes. If it's for student athlete welfare, absolutely. And Mickey takes that to the coach Mick and his team meet once a week, and I'm just so proud of that. They take it to the nth degree. But there's no, I think that's important to say. There's not, well, this is the way we did it last year. Who are we talking about? Yeah, every player is different, and no one knows it better than our training staff.
And real quick on Denzel Ward, he left the game, was in street clothes in the second half. He's fine.
Yeah.
What was the injury?
Just precautionary.
Okay, thank you.
Front row, right, Austin?
Urban, I know you like to go, see some recruits play different sports. When you were recruiting Sam Hubbard, did you watch him play lacrosse?
No. Watch him play dodgeball.
Dodgeball. What do you learn from watching somebody play dodgeball?
Big, good-looking kid that, we got him to camp after that. I was with John Rodenberg at Bowling in the gymnasium with Kerry Combs, and we started just talking about their players, and you see, I got this kid going to Notre Dame to play lacrosse. I said, where is he? And he was right over there. And I was like, oh, I was watching him, pretty good dodgeball player. And so let's get him to camp, and I got to know him and his family, and it was a no-brainer. We didn't know what he was going to play. It was either tight end or defensive end. He was actually safety in high school.
How long did it take to figure out that dodgeball player in lacrosse?
Camp was, he was really, you know, his issue was not effort. It's always been a 4 to 6 guy, but it's strength. He just didn't lift like a football player, and then obviously he's doing very well now.
Far right, Kaylee?
Coach, you've been saying, and the players have been saying all year, we control our own destiny, kind of getting back to the Big Ten. You do somewhat, but not all the way. Is there?
We really don't, I hope we're not hearing, you know, if you ask players, I guess they'll say that because that's because players speak or coach speak. We just go find a way to, ever since the loss, we've just been, you know, all schedule boards are covered up and just focus on one, and let's not worry about big picture. Let's just, and it kind of, you never know what you get when every team's different, because like every player's different, and they're kind of buying into and hold on to the thought about let's not worry. All our focus is on a Tuesday practice.
Do you think, what other efforts, and you said you covered up all the schedule boards, what other efforts have you made to just really get that laser focus for each game?
I just count on our players. We have really good guys here. We have good leaders. That's a great question. I wish I had more detailed answers for you, because when they leave here, they're not here all day long. It'd be easy. You just lock them in their locker room and feed them once in a while. And that's not that simple.
Far left, Lori?
Coach, in the past couple of weeks, we've learned that apparently it's okay with the NCAA to bring back former players who aren't in the NFL to use on scout teams. Is that something that you have done or would consider doing?
Say that again.
The NCAA says it's okay for instance, Alabama to use Trent Richardson as Leonard Fournette as a scout team player.
In practice?
Yes.
I did not know that. Like padded practice, he's running plays?
We don't have all the details on it. We just know that
And
he's
padded
back
practice?
there.
NFL players.
Well,
Form.
out of the.
Yeah, he didn't have anything better to do now.
Like Orlando Pace.
Joey Galloway. Hello, Joey.
I apologize, I did not know that.
That's okay. That answers my question. Can I
Got
ask?
me thinking. What do we got?
Galloway, Spielman.
Orlando Pace.
Is it hard to get a grasp on what Michigan State is this year only because of how many different rosters they've used? I mean, they haven't had the same starting lineup back-to-back games.
No, they're pretty systematic what they do. They have very good players. They've dealt with some of the injuries like a lot of teams and like a lot of us. But they're just grinding away.
Front row left, Doug?
Urban, you talked about how well the receivers are playing. Just for instance, a couple of guys like Noah and Paris and Terry, the last couple of games, they're not catching a lot of balls, but they're playing
Outstanding.
well. Like, what does that say to you about guys who, you know, we know how receivers are, right? They all love the catch, but that they're still playing and doing the things they have to do.
Great question. And I've been around that are complete buffoons about that kind of stuff. And when you recruit them, you hope they're not that way. I kind of try to get in their grill and find out if they're a selfish guy, because our objective is to win the game at all costs. And Terry McLaurin, if that means you be the best gunner and go down and stake a guy on a 0 return yard like you did at Maryland, so be it. So we're very cautious about that. And I've walked away from some players that they start asking the wrong questions when they're junior in high school. And so we're very fortunate right now. And I think Zach's doing a good job with those guys. You know, KJ Hill is a blocking fool. Noah Brown, Paris Campbell, Terry McLaurin. You guys are doing a good job, man. Especially the last couple of weeks.
And the last couple of weeks, talking how well the defensive line is playing, Tyquan Lewis just seems like a guy who's just like just a solid guy. Do you see other guys feed off him a little bit?
He's a great leader. I didn't know that. You know, we recruited him. He was kind of under-recruited guy. Came to camp. Vrabel was here. That's how long ago it was. And yeah, I didn't think much of him, to be honest with you. I thought he was okay. And kind of a quiet kid, but he's a man's man. He's a I love that guy. He raises the level of play of those around him. He's actually a very good player. I thought he was just a ham-and-egg guy, kind of worker. But Larry's done a very good job with it. But to answer your question, he's one of our top leaders on our team.
Front row, middle, Rob?
Urban, back in the day, you were a psychology major. Is that correct? Is too much made of this revenge factor? How much do you use that to motivate? Like this week, especially in Michigan State, payback, revenge. I'm just curious how effective that is.
Good question. Once again, it depends on the team. You can't go to chapter 2 and say, let's pull that out and see what works. Yeah, I've not even thought about it one bit because Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are knee-deep in just game planning. Thursday, Mick and I will sit down and see where we're at. I have so much confidence and trust in guys like Pat Elfline and JT, and I'll chat with them a little bit. That's, I just love coaching real well. So to answer your question, I've done that. It's not my decision, it's our decision what approach you want to take.
So it can be effective.
Sure. Depends on the team and the individual.
And final questions, Tim?
Yeah, Urban, dovetailing or whatever the word is off of that. What is it about the way Michigan State plays, though, that has given you guys problems in the past? I mean,
Really good players.
But did past that, is there something about their scheme?
Yeah, they're good. We're not the only ones that have given problems to. They've won a lot of games here the last fifth year here, so yeah, they're very good. They challenge every throw. There are no freebies anywhere. But once again, it's not scheme.
Yeah.
It's not scheme. It's players. They're very good. Very good. I think they developed when I first got here. When I saw 2 first-rounders, a corner, and almost safety. I mean, they were very good. They're still very good.
That's the reason I wanted to follow with this. So when you've looked at their video, because I know you probably are looked at their defensive video, what was going wrong with them earlier in the year? Obviously, they shut out Rutgers, but I mean, they scored 40 points against Northwestern and got beat. I mean, what have you seen about their defense that?
I think they've had some injuries. I still, it looks like the same Michigan State defense to me, and that's what we're there for, and they're very good players.
Good. All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, man.